kindergarten, first and second grade leaders, we're preparing for May 19th in our series called Be Strong and Courageous. This week, we're looking at the book of Joshua. And as we get into the book of Joshua, the Israelites are getting their chance to get into the promised land. And as they get there, right at the edge of the promised land, they have the River Jordan right in front of them. And so the river is swollen and flooded, and they look at Joshua, and God gives Joshua a promise and a command. He says, first, I'm going to go before you and drive out all of the people of the land. Remember when the spies were sent into the promised land 40 years ago, they had seen that the people were big, the people were strong, the people had strong beliefs. It was amazing land, but they were scared of the people. But God says, I'm going to take care of the people. I need you to do this. I need you to have the priest carry the Ark of the Covenant, which was a symbol of God's powerful presence. It was a big chest that carried the stone tablets and the things from the tabernacle. It was a symbol of God's powerful presence. And you're going to carry those into the water, and the ark is going to cut the water from flowing in the river. In other words, it's going to be a dam up against the water, and all of the water coming down from upstream is going to stand in one heap. And all of this will happen so that you will know that God is with Joshua. But Joshua, before you leave, I need you to go back and I need you to pick up 12 stones so that you can remember my faithfulness in bringing Israel safely across the Jordan into the promised land. What God wanted them to see is that they could not do anything apart from God. He was with them and he was going to fight for them. In John 15:5, Jesus said, "You can do nothing without me." Remember, God has been preparing all along for us to have the Savior, and we need to live in unity with God enough that we can do nothing apart from going to God and helping him, getting him to direct our lives through his word, through time with people who are learning and growing together, through prayers. All of those things are going to help us build a life that is honoring to God so that we can remember to put God first. So a lot of words, I know, but it's just going to be a really great lesson, and I am so excited to do it with you guys today. So excited that we have some messiness to get into when you get into small group. Before you get to small group, you'll do your freeze dance party with your kids, and then we'll do large group together. And then when we get into small group, you are going to have a bag that looks very similar to this. It'll look a little darker because I'm going to add coffee grounds to it when we get the coffee grounds. If you drink coffee, if you could be saving some coffee grounds for me, I need 12 cups of coffee grounds to finish making what we need to make today. So what you're going to do is put all of your dry mixture into a bowl that you'll have in your small group area. And then you're going to add about a half cup water to your bowl. I'll have that pre-measured for you in a water bottle. So you'll be ready to go. It should be exactly what you need. And when you're done, it should look similar to this. I don't know if you can really tell. It's kind of a gooey, kind of like a cookie type of mixture. And it looks like, you can see that it's darker. And so each kid is going to get about a cookie size bit of that dough. And it should look similar to this when you give it to them. You're going to put it in a Ziploc baggie for them, and along with a plastic coin that they're going to put in the middle of their cookie. I don't know if you can tell in this one. This one's already baked, but it was baked with the plastic cookie in it. So it works. I know that they can bake the cookie without it hurting the coin. They don't, when they take it home, it shouldn't be very hot when they cook it. And so hopefully these will harden up at some point, and it'll feel more like a rock, and then they can take their treasure out so that they can remember God's promises, just like the stones that Joshua was told to take out of the river as a remembrance of God being there with them. Same thing with these, I call them cookies, but it's only because when you splat them out on the cookie sheet to bake them, they kind of look like cookie dough on the cookie sheet. When you give them to the kiddos, you will have a sticker that looks like this, a sticker that you can put on their Ziploc baggie, and it'll just be the dough that you're putting in this baggie with their coin. And then when they get home, they can bake it and get a family member to help them bake it. They'll need to squish out all of the dough onto their cookie sheet, put their coin in there. They should be able to form the dough around the coin and then bake it for the duration of the time. So I know that's a little messy, and I'm going to come around and help you clean up your mess when it's all done. So don't worry about that. You can send kids to the bathroom to wash their hands if they'd like to do that. I wish that we all had access to ovens so that we could bake these before we send them home with the kids, but not everybody has access to that, so we will try to send them home and see if the kids are able to make what they wanted to make. In case you have somebody asking you what is in that, there is flour, coffee grounds, salt, sand, and water. So super easy, already mixed exactly the way you need to mix it. Each bag should form about 10 or 11 little stones, so you should have plenty for each of your small group kids to take home with them. If there's anything you think you need, please holler out to us and we'd be happy to help you. Then if you get to it, great. If you don't, it's going to be okay. This is your memory verse activity. It's puzzle pieces that you'll lay down. Mine isn't cut apart. Yours will be cut apart. But you'll lay it down on the table and kids will pick one puzzle piece at a time to put it together. And this is what it should look like when you're all done. Then you can pray and dismiss your kiddos as parents come to pick them up. Thank you so much for leading with your kids. Thank you for helping me make a mess this week. I hope that you enjoy making the mess and being a kid for a little bit this week. Have a great week, and if you need me, please feel free to reach out at any time.